Trout fishing throughout the state of Pennsylvania is one of my favorite hobbies. There's a wide variety of options from targeting native brook trout in small mountain streams to fly fishing for wild brown trout in specially regulated creeks. While I prefer to target beautiful wild trout, it's not always a realistic option, and stocked fish can fill the gap between wild trout fishing outings. You can target put and take streams and keep a few trout for dinner, or you can find catch and release sections on stocked creeks like I do in this video. I target a premier stocked trout stream in Pennsylvania, one of the many Keystone Select trophy trout streams throughout the state, which are stocked with more and often larger fish than other stocked creeks. They are managed under catch and release artificial lures regulations and can be a ton of fun to fish. Sit back and relax as I switch from dry flies to nymphs over and over and demonstrate just what these Keystone Select streams are all about.
Alright, I made it to camp, so now we're on to stock fish for a few days. That's a little bitty rainbow there. There's a fish. It's bigger than the last one, for sure. He is on the, I don't even remember what my top fly is. He's not on the mop fly though. It's been up a good little fight. Another rainbow. Yeah, definitely bigger than the last one. I got a purta going up top. I forgot what I had. Oh yeah, that's a decent fish there. Another nice rainbow. They're getting bigger. This one is on the mop fly. So I'm fishing for stock fish. I almost always have either a mop fly or a squirmy worm one. They're just too effective for the stocked fish to not fish one. And I will put a second fly on, like in this case I have a purta going on. He popped out right as he got in the net. It's a nice fish. But yeah, I almost always have a mop fly or a squirmy worm one for stocked fish, and then I will put a second fly on. These fish, you know, they get fished for hard with absolutely everything, from flies to spinners to power bait, live bait. They see all kinds of stuff. So even though the mop fly and squirmy are usually pretty effective, sometimes a fly is just so different than what they're used to seeing, like a perdigon or even a Frenchie, that they can be effective too. There's a little bitty rainbow on the mop fly. I was hoping to get some rising fish tonight. Fish dries. I've seen 2 fish rise since I've been here, but it's really gusty winds. So I'm not sure that that's going to continue. There's a lot of the little spinners blowing off the maple trees, floating on the water too. I haven't really seen many actual bugs though. I have absolutely no idea what that fish is doing. Jumping like it has a hook in its mouth, not really like it's rising for bugs. don't understand what that fish is doing. Ooh. This guy was just barely slurping. I wasn't really sure that it was even going to be a trout. Don't break me off on that stick. Please don't break me off on that stick. Thank you. Yeah, but it is a little rainbow. There's some fish jumping, I mean, the whole way out of the water as if they're on the end of someone's line. It's happened fairly often. I'm not sure what's going on with those fish, but at least we got one dry fly eater. That was just the slightest little slurp. There, fish just slurped a couple off the top. Let's see if he'll take my fly. I don't really have much power when the wind's blowing. I don't have fly line on, just my mono rig. The wind's blowing pretty good at times, so it can be difficult to cast. So this was a little rainbow trout. I don't think I'm quite out far enough for him. That might do it. Come up, fish. Nope. There, you got it. Just a little bitty slurp. That was so cool. So 2 fish that were actually slurping I've caught. I haven't gone after any of those that are flying all the way out of the water. But I saw another one up here slurp. Maybe I can get him too. Just another little rainbow. Okay, so I've seen a couple fish rise out here in front of me now. I knew there'd be some fish in between us, so I'm just making a couple blind casts. The first one I saw a fish come eye it up. So I'm gonna fish my way out. The 2 that I've seen rising are all the way against the other bank. But I'm just gonna fish my way out to them. See if this one will look at it again. So far he hasn't. But I don't want to walk out there and potentially spook any fish that might come up. There's not a lot of bugs on the water. Nothing's rising super consistent. But they're obviously got their eyes up. Another subtle take. I don't think that was either of the fish I had seen rising out there. I wasn't quite out that far, but the fish are obviously looking up. There's just not a lot of bugs on the water, so I'm just fishing my way blind, and that's a lot of fun when you're blind casting and fish are actually coming up and eating it. Okay, buddy. Well, bigger than the last 2. I think is my fly out. Flies out. Perfect. Okay, so I made my way out to where I think I can reach the one that was rising. Had I switched over to my dry fly leader and had fly line to cast with, I could pretty much cast as far as I need to, but I just didn't really have time to make the switch. I didn't really want to. And you can throw this fairly far. It's just harder to be accurate with the mono rig, casting at a distance. It works okay. Especially depends on the fly. I put a fly on I know I can cast pretty well. I'm not sure exactly where this fish was anymore, but there were a couple rising over here. There you go. Oh, and he popped off. Another little subtle slurp, but that time I didn't actually hook him. That's the first one I missed. I might actually go back to nymphs. I can see some fish swimming around in here. I don't see any more rising other than the one I just took a piece of. Might go back to net, see if more start rising, and then, but in the meantime, try and catch some of these in front of me. Ooh, that's not a very big one. Saw a big one flash in there, but of course this little guy is the one that took. There's a very large trout laying in here right now. Of course, this one is the one that ate. It's not a bad fish, but all right, quick release on that one. I wish this big one would eat. He is massive. Oh, I got him. I got him. I got him. I don't know if I'll keep him. This is probably the second biggest fish I've seen so far here. This one's pretty big. Oh boy. I cannot believe he took. I'll be surprised if I can keep him on, honestly. I didn't think I got a great hook set on him. He is very large. The mop fly is king of the stock trout. Just don't want to get my rod tip too high. I want to keep him turned. He is getting me in trouble here a little bit. He's facing the wrong way. No, turn around, fish. I think I got enough line to land him now if I can get him. Oh, this ain't good. You don't want to come. Oh, he's so big. Oh, I barely have enough power to turn him. Holy rip. It's hurting my hand. He's gonna end up, oh my gosh, I cannot believe he didn't pop off there. This is a battle, and he still had that in him to jump. Oh my gosh. Oh. Nope, he's still not ready. No, don't get downstream on me. Holy rip. Where'd my net go? I cannot believe he's still hooked. This is not good, not good, not good. He's got too much power. I don't have enough to stop him. Oh, he's tangled up with my line now. Okay, I think he's untangled now. Oh, I still can't get him. He's gigantic. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh my god. Holy rip. As soon as he hit the net, he popped off. That one's ready to jump. Man, I'm still tired out from that last one. I cannot believe I had that fish on for a couple minutes before it even jumped. I can't believe I held on to that fish. He was massive. Now I'm just trying to horse him. I feel like I can horse him after that last one. Oh, buddy. Dang. I don't know that he'll come back for it. He came up for it pretty aggressive, but he didn't actually hit it. There's still a couple fish rising sporadically. That's a nice fish. There's a really big one in there. I don't think it's quite as big as the big one, but this is a big one too. Put a pink mop fly on this time. Yeah, it's a pretty big fish. I actually saw the big one move and felt something. I thought I had the bigger one on. But I can't complain about this one. The more I see it, the bigger it looks. Back them out. There's still a nice one in there I can try and catch. I just missed a fish in there on a dry fly and I saw the big one in there, so I decided to put on a mop fly again. Whew, that's another hefty fish. Don't want him to hit this rock that's sticking up here and break me off. He's trying to hit that rock. He's about to hit that rock. Oh man, it's like they get a second wind. He's at that rock that I'm trying to avoid. Stay above me, fish, and come right into my net, would you? They're hard to net when they're not tired yet and they don't stay on top. Just don't get underneath that rock. I almost had him, but he dove down again. Whew. That's another absolute pig. Oh, there's another nice fish. I took my sunglasses off. I can't see as well. But I saw that one come and grab the mop fly. I'm just making my way back to my truck now. And I threw out, basically just letting it float down with me. But that's another big fish. I don't know if we're going to be able to go 3 for 3 or not on landing these boys. They're nice fish, just rose. Another big boy fish, man. Say what you want about sockfish, you know, they're not always available to everybody, or wild fish aren't always available to everybody. It's not always functional to fish for wild trout, and sockfish can be really fun, especially in sections like this. Man, They can put a bend in the rod, tire out the forearm. That ain't good. Kind of horsing this one a little more than the last couple. Another fish froze. Maybe I will stick around a little longer. There hasn't been anything rising for a while. Not much anyway. Come on, buddy. Just come here so I can let you go. There, that fish came up again. Yeah. Oh man, this one might be the biggest one yet. The longest one, perhaps. I don't know. I didn't measure any of them. My goodness.
After that third nice fish, I headed back to camp for supper. If you made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss part 2, where there'll be even more dry fly action and a few more nice fish. Thanks for watching.